In this video, I'll be teaching you how to get started in Clip Studio Paint and learn the basics so that you can get a basic understanding of the tools and everything in it so that you can start creating whatever art pieces you want to create. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so when you open Clip Studio Paint, this is what it's gonna be. Well, not actually. In reality, it's gonna look something like this. These areas and stuff, they're fully customizable. You could move them around and tweak them a little bit to what you feel is comfortable, but basically it wouldn't look like this. There would be like these tools would be like in a row here, and yeah, I'm pretty sure you'd understand. So let's go over the basic Fieldglass's features. We've got the pen here, which if you go on the types, there's the G pen and all that stuff. Let's make a kind of yeah. So when you start, this is basically all the stuff. We've got the pen here. The G pen, it's basically like follows the pressure sensitivity. There you can see once I press very much, it becomes thicker, and once I press the lighter, it becomes thinner. And I like to use the Milli pen when I'm just doing some line art and all that stuff for my finished projects. So it's just like the pressure I put into the pen doesn't mess with the drawing, and it helps me focus. So basically, here's the pencil. There are actually different types of it. There's the regular pencil. This is the one I started off with, and I really recommend to be using it a lot. You've got the mechanical pencil. This one is like after you've made your rough sketch, then you want to like go around it with a clean pencil to like get those parts that you need to perfect and all that stuff. And there are basically others. Well, you see these ones, you can get them from the Clip Studio library. And yeah, there's the brushes. I don't really use brushes much. I mean, I have used it once, but it didn't really go that well. But I did make a painting, something that I actually liked, so yeah. We've got the eraser. There are different types of erasers. I don't really toy with them much. I just use rough or hard. These two are like really good. Actually, I think I should go over the tools later, because like, oh my stars, I don't really use these. But just in general, the main ones you need to focus in once you start Clip Studio is the pen, the pencil, the rubber, and the fill tool. Also this, whatever this is, and the lasso. Those really help. Let's get in and make a drawing real quick. Alright, let's make something simple. So we start with the pencil. I mostly sometimes you like to go straight with the mechanical pencil. But for this, we'll use the pencil because I'm going to assume you, the user, are like an absolute beginner or want to like know just anything about this. So yeah, I'm gonna crease this a bit. Yeah, that looks good. Alright. And let's get drawing.
Yeah, it's just my happy habit, so don't beat me cause I have it. And I'm messing cause I'm tragic, and the way less safe and toxic cause I'm lost and losing. Gain is something that we know is pain from love, it comes in losing. Gamma took it, and yeah, I know it sounds dramatic when you love her, think about it. And it is my piece of magic with the faith that is my passion. And I walk from door to door, hearing no to no, I know. They'll hate you when you go, yeah, please just leave me, I'm alone. Wait, but please don't think about it.
there we have it. We've got our rough drawing. Now you see, drawings don't really have to be perfect and all that stuff. Like in the rough phase, just like try to get the concepts that you want as like clear as you can. Not trying like, for example, let's say I want to draw like a happy face with I don't know, a hat. So I wouldn't try my best to get the perfect lines and all that stuff. And like no, just make it really rough. If it means going over it like this, okay, don't really do that because then it's gonna be hard in the cleanup phase. But make it good enough for your eye to know the exact shape you're looking for. All right. So, oh yeah, in this new version of Clip Studio Paint, I forgot to check, but they changed their symbol. It actually looks cool. There are these new features where if you just, let's say you're not good at drawing like circles and maybe you're still in that learning phase. So let's say you draw a squiggly circle like that. If you hold it, it'll autocorrect it for you. And if you're not like you don't want this shape, maybe you want it to be a perfect circle, you can just tap edit, you make it a perfect circle, and ellipse for these type of shapes. Circle for maybe you're drawing the head, so something like that, or whatever your creative mind has in store. You can even edit the freaking circle itself, and yeah. Plus, there are extras over here. It really depends on what shape you do that in. For example, let's say I've got like a hairstyle I want to make that's something like this. So you could curve it like this and it will make a perfectly curved line for you. If you didn't want a curve, well, I'm not sure why you draw this if you wanted a straight line, but yeah. Same thing also goes for like other, in fact, yeah, other shapes. For example, drawing this shape right here, it didn't come out quite well, so you would edit it, and here you go, the polygon, and you can also edit them using these boxes. Trust me, using these tools could take you a long way in this app, like a really long way. I usually use this for like drawing perfect circles, like this guy I did right here, or girl, whatever gender this is. Anyways, back to the drawing. Now that we've got our rough sketch over here, let's go open up a new layer and let's decrease the opacity so that once we're drawing here, this doesn't get in the way. Now that you've got an opacity you feel comfortable with, please do not like, unless you know what you're doing or like you're used to it, drop the opacity. It helps a lot. Alright, back to this. This is where I pull out the mechanical pencil so that I go over the lines well. Just like that, the tool is being useful. I could even stretch this and shape it to the shape I want. There we go. Then I could just finish going over it. You don't really have to worry about making it extra perfect also in this one, because this is just like getting rid of those scruffy rough drawings, like parts you made in the drawing and all that stuff. It doesn't really have to be too perfect. The one you really need to worry about is the next section we're going to. the lining. Well, now you can turn this one off, and this is basically how it looks. It doesn't need to be too perfect if you're a beginner. Alright, so now we're going to go to the pen, and out of all of these, choose the mini pen. I know by default you start with the G pen. This is good though. I do like the pressure sensitivity it has, but for consistent lines, I think we should start with the mini pen. It's just like really like just trust me on this. The mini pen will really help you take you a long way. All right. So let's go for something thick on the outside. 10 will be enough. Alright, now you could drop the opacity for this drawing. And now we could basically get to this. And now for the next part. we dropping the pen size would make the small parts inside of the body look actually good and stabilize the drawing in a way, of course. Because, like, small details can't have thick pen inking. And there we go. We've got our basic drawing. I'll say it one more time. I could be saying this because just look at this. My drawing isn't that good. But at the same time, you just have to know. It doesn't always need to be perfect, bro. It doesn't always need to be perfect. Anyways, for little mistakes and details, this is when we use the rubber, the eraser too. Let's say we have this pen. Make this thick drawing. Well, line. If we use the rough, this is how it looks. On the hard, that's the one that has the pressure sensitivity. But the rough is basically like the Millipen. It has no pressure sensitivity. Anyways, now that I'm pretty sure you know the basic tools and all that stuff, you could get drawing. I'm pretty sure you guys are way creative than I am. So here we go back to erasing bad details. Some things I messed up on the hands, making this part longer, and those basics. Alright, now I'm going to show you what I know about coloring and all that stuff. Let's tap onto the bottom there and make a new layer because the line art layer always has to be at the top. For this one, you could decide to use the G pen because let's be real here, the G pen is really good when it comes for coloring. Let's pick a color. I like blue and purple, so let's make this guy purple. So basically, with the layer being at the bottom, we won't be able to draw on the line art. But if this layer was above, it would completely overshadow it. So basically, the lower it is, the more uh, the drawing is in the back, and the higher it is, the more it's in the foreground. Let's get rid of that. Also, another useful tool that you would also be using a lot is the paintbrush. Oh my stars, is this thing powerful? Alright, you could just tap anywhere you want, and it would basically just fill in that part. Now, I'm not sure if you've noticed this, but there was a gap over here. And once I pressed on it, like this part, it never fully left and covered the entire thing in purple. The explanation for it is here. Well, actually, no, I was wrong. It's over here. The tool settings. Here is the close gap settings. This basically means what it can cover. So if it's on the lowest, it covers the entire thing because of the gaps that are there. But if you, the more you increase it, the more it wouldn't cover gaps over there. Basically like this one over here. And yeah. Now I said I like blue, so I'm obviously gonna make some parts blue. Like the foot, and the hand, and the eye. Cause why not? Anyways. Now that we've got our basic colors, I'm pretty sure you viewers have a way more creative mind than I do. We're going to now go to adding shadows. So what you want to do here is after you create the new layer, which is this one, go over here in this section and tap on multiply. That way, once you paint over it, it will be more of a shadowy feel. Yeah. It act more as a shadow. Now, I like to choose very desaturated colors. Something like, let's go for a desaturated, bright purple over there. And you can paint over the sides you want. It doesn't really matter because in this one I'm just teaching you what these do. So it doesn't really matter where you put the shadows. Say I put some on the hands and all that stuff. But an even more powerful feature is, so let's say, oh yeah, and when you're painting over shadows and all that stuff, please use the G pen. Anyways, uh, when, let's say if you want to color in the shadows, but this keeps happening and you can't keep your colors inside all the time, you eventually like paint out the scene, you have to press back and like the whole entire thing is gone. Maybe you colored this entire area as soon as you did this and then the entire thing is gone, or you don't want to like start erasing and that stuff. If you find that annoying, so basically if you press control and then click on the color layer, you get this. And basically you can only be able to draw on the inside, which makes, you know, adding shadows way more easier for you. So let's just say the color is coming from like this side.
Yeah, it's just my
I'm just gonna
happy
paint
habit, so
this.
don't beat me cause I have it. And I'm messing cause I'm tragic in a way less safe and toxic cause I'm lost and losing. Gain is something that we know is pain from love, it comes in losing. Game I took it and yeah, I know it sound dramatic when you love it, think about it. And it is my piece of magic with the faith that is my passion. And I walk from door to door, hearing no to no, I know. Love to hate you when you go, yeah, please just leave me, I'm alone. Wait, but please don't think about it, I was lost and so impatient. Not the good to shed the hatred, kept me strong cause I was hated. If you meant the worst from me to you and say it out cause it is true from deep within, I marry you, I'll be the one cause I love you like.
Now here I've just wildly put shadows wherever I felt was it. But I'm pretty sure you can do better and all that stuff. And yeah, just remove that and you've got your little drawing. I'm pretty sure I've gone over most of the basics for Clip Studio that would get you, working well and all that stuff. And here's some extras that I really find like genuinely helpful. So let's make a new canvas. Let's draw my gosh, I don't know why that's there. Let's draw like a flower. So here is the lasso tool I was supposed to explain to you. You can control the size of something using this, and also the position, and rotate it around to what you want. Anyways, also another useful feature. I won't really go through these, but basically a copy and paste just copies it and pastes it in another layer. The cut and copy, well, cuts it from one layer and pastes it in the other layer, from what I can see. But let's say you want like to edit this freely. You want maybe one side to be like really big and then the other side to stay the same, and you can't really do this with this thing since it's really stiff and all that stuff. So what we'll do here is just tap on window, tap on quick access over here. And here you can find these others. There's the undo button, the redo button, and the scale, the same one, which I'm just showing you. The really powerful one is free transform. This one lets you basically play around with this however you want to feel. So yeah, let's say you want to make one part big, like this. You want to stretch it out. Maybe make it come down here. And make this go up. And yeah, and you just press this to cancel that thing, and there's your whatever you wanted. This is a really powerful feature. Trust me, I genuinely use it a lot in my art. I'm just showing you. Like, I genuinely hope you found this video useful. And if you want to take this off, just press on window, quick access again, and it's gone. So yeah, those are the bare basics of Clip Studio Paint. If there's anything you need to know or want to tell me, just write it in the comments and I will make a response video to all the other things that you want. Now, I have been using Clip Studio Paint for half a year now. Doesn't mean I know every single feature since I just draw for fun and all that stuff. This is when I decided to, start doing art for YouTube and all that. So yeah, there may be some features I might not know about, but trust me, I will go out of my way to give you guys the information that you need. Anyways, I genuinely hope you found this video helpful and all that. This is Editor Key speaking here. I also just wanted to say, for the shadows, one thing you could also do is, if you want it a little bit lighter, you could decrease the opacity on the shadows to what you feel is right. Instead of like trying to search for a really brighter color, like version of that color, you could just do this, and maybe you don't want the shadows to be as dark. I like my shadows like really dark. If you want it like maybe light shadows and all that stuff, just go over the opacity thing, and yeah, if you find a shadow that you like, you can save it. But files, make sure to always save your work. So like over here, I'd save mine to illustration 12, and it's done. And then here you can go and export PNG, and it will bring you the same format as it brought before. And if you want, you can rename it or do whatever you want with it, share it to your friends and all that stuff. Anyways, I just wanted to show you this. I had forgotten it in the video. Anything else you need to know, I'll probably make another video on it. Well then, Until next time. See you.